Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Country Conversations with DVD. This is going to be my episode review of the Belle Collective, Season 3, Episode 13, I believe. There go Philo with his tricks again. So, child. Anyway, I think the name of this episode, which I said this was the name of the episode last week, Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, so the episodes open up back on the double date. Child. Latrice says she wasn't talking about Letitia in her interview. Letitia said, well, I don't, spend my days going down to the YouTube, checking on these, uh, interview. But it's what the mess does. Letitia said, but I was hurt. And I've always defended you. I've defended you against a really, really good friend of mine. Letitia said, I had to take back everything that I told Marie and told her she was right. Letitia says she didn't go to her for the information. It just kind of fell in her lap. And Latrice was like, well, you have been going around saying that I embarrassed you and saying that I was drunk. Oh my goodness. That is the truth. And I never liked the direction of where that was going. Her and Marie stirred that pot up themselves and their little hornet's nest or whatnot. But at the same time, Letitia was the one who provided you with the drinks. Instead of lying, Latrice, and saying that you weren't drinking, which you were, you should have said, well, if you were that embarrassed, why did you offer me drinks and congratulate me on what I said and call me relatable, which she was relatable in my opinion, because even though it seemed like she was being a little bit inconsiderate of 9-to-5 workers, I hope Latrice understands that 9-to-5 workers really do make the world go around. And even though, I'll say, I can't even say 100% of the people don't like to be 9-to-5 workers, because when I was a supervisor in customer service, I did not like being over people. Once I realized that the attitudes and the drama that came with being a supervisor, I was like, shoot, I might as well get back on the phone. So I understand. Well, hey, there is a little increase in pay, but at the same time, I understand both parties here. But I don't think that she embarrassed her as much as, or embarrassed herself as embarrassed. What I sound like those people in DC? Embarrassed herself as much as she's, putting it out there. It's like over dramatized in a way. Letitia, you heard what I said. So, Latrice was like, how embarrassed could they have been when they were laughing? Okay, good point. And then Latrice said, well, I don't guess we will ever agree on how this thing shook out, but we can just agree to disagree. And then Letitia says, okay, we'll agree to disagree. In the next scene, we have Letitia, and she's over there planning her event. Shout out to D. Hey, D. Girl, you getting your work on? Yeah. She's over there planning her and Letitia's mentee. They're planning the event for Letitia's book signing. Nothing much to see here. Moving right along. Akeisha meets with Tam. Oh, the scene that we've been waiting for. Tam says, well, I thought we had moved on. Well, according to Akeisha, she don't have that high-pitched voice no more. So we'll see going forward in this scene. Akeisha asked her, did you agree to leave me out the group chat? What is going on? And Akeisha asked, why would they even do that to me? And why would they lie on you? Tam said, but I don't understand that. But that was the setup. I told you the truth. And she did. And what's getting on my nerve is Tam's defense of Latrice. Because, like I said, to me, it's just like she would. I wonder, okay, I'll put it this way because I've been saying this since I've been reviewing the show. I just wonder if she hadn't been the odd man out and it was just Tam, would she have ever? And I don't care about her pre-telling her. This is not the point here. I'm asking, would she have told her had she not been the odd man out and Letitia is, somewhat upset with her for allegedly embarrassing her or, agreeing with Marie to this point or agreeing with So Gucci? That's a question I want to know the answer to. I don't think she ever would have told. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. Next, Akeisha said, well, why didn't you defend yourself? And then she said, well, I wasn't going to waste my energy defending myself against Boo and Skip. Right. And Keisha's like, asked her, well, how could I expect you to defend me when you didn't defend yourself? Good question. Keisha says, well, moving on from there, I believe you. And in confession, she says she has known Letitia to lie on her before, so why not believe Tam, the person that I have known practically my whole life? Bingo! I'm glad you see that. So then she, back at the scene, she asked Akeisha, Akeisha asked her, where is Demond? And then she says, well, he's working. And she said she hadn't seen him in a long time. Now, I notice how they go in and out from calling Demond greedy. And in the future scene, you're going to see where the cousins almost slip up and call him greedy too. But I guess they just calling him Demond for the show. Akeisha, she says, well, I noticed that your voice has changed. And then in confessional, Akeisha says, well, she has that high-pitched voice, but when she was at the rodeo, she was back there sounding like a man. Now, I know everybody has said this, and I'm going to say it myself. Have mercy. I will promise you to the depths of my soul and the depths of my toes, I have never heard the voice change as a sign of pregnancy. I thought that she was noticing her pulse in her neck because it's an old wives' tale, or it may be true, that the pulse in the middle part of your neck where you talk, it kind of speeds up when you're pregnant. Now, I watched this for myself. I used to go in and check my neck because I was so nervous about being pregnant or not wanting to be disappointed. So I get up early in the morning and check my neck. But my mama was like, "Girl, you pregnant, okay?" Because I am in my life had never, ever, 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 ever missed my cycle. However, I was just so nervous. I just didn't I just didn't believe it. So I would just sneak in there and say, let me see if my neck is jumping. Like right there in the middle of your collarbone. And that's what I thought she was gonna say when she was talking about, because I was thinking voice box, but then she said her voice had changed. I'm telling you, I have never heard that. But anyway, back at the scene, I had to just say that because I don't recall ever hearing that. Akeisha says that she believes that, you're not telling me something, right? Because, your voice has changed. And all Tam does is take a hee. Then she asks, can I trust Latrice? Was Latrice involved in this text message caper? And she says, yes, but Latrice came to me and told me what they were up to. the lie that they were perpetuating against me. And this lie was so elementary school. Letitia, you have to do better than that. That was a weak ass lie. I can't stand it. I can't stand when a group of women get together and say they're gonna do something that damn childish. Anyway, next. Tam has a bunch of boxes in her hand, and I immediately knew what was inside those boxes. However, I knew that she was gonna have a, in future scenes because she has it on her Instagram. I thought that she was going to, what was in the boxes were the invitations to that next event, but we're gonna see what's in the boxes. But anyway, she goes to see her cousins with the boxes, and she said, "Don't open them now. Just all open them at the same time." And then she says, they open them at the same time, and it says, I think they said, "You're gonna be an auntie." Something in that realm. I'm not seeing the whole statement in my head looking at the opening of the boxes, but I know it said, "Welcome to Auntiehood," or something like that, or "You're gonna be an auntie." Look like, sort of like the one that say you're gonna be a dad, but either way it goes. And I know she is very close to her cousins, so treat them like sisters. I think she did. I wonder why her sister wasn't there. Okay. But anyway, it was the most beautiful scene that I have seen on this show. The way they embraced her, the way they were excited. They were excited for real, and you could tell. And the same thing happened to me because they were like, when I told my cousins, my older cousins, that I was having a baby, because I am the baby cousin girl. Two of my aunts had two more children, but I would have been a baby if it wasn't for them. And that's the plan. Anyway, I was the baby cousin girl, and they kind of spoiled me. So when I told them I was having a baby, they was like, "In your 40s. Okay." And then they got excited, just like Tam's family did, and they asked her where was Damon's ring. She needed to shift the ring from the right hand to the left hand. And then Jackie asked her, do we have to invite the Bells to the gender baby reveal? And then she says, well, I'm not in the best place with them. So that means not all of them, just the ones we like. Okay, yeah. So it kind of gels with Jackie. Jackie's personality. Okay. Then in the next scene, this still about Tam, and her and Damon take a CPR class, and they were picking at each other about, because if they were doing it right, it's green. Doing it wrong, well, okay, doing it okay is caution, and doing it wrong is red. And I tweeted this out about me loving this scene because I just recently had to do CPR on my baby. She's 5, but I still wasn't allowing her to eat grapes. I don't like for them to eat popcorn. My 5 or my 6-year-old. But they were going to movies and school and stuff, and they were eating popcorn then, even in preschool. And I think my baby was 4. And I just wasn't ready for her to eat my baby. Because both of them are my baby, because they're still very young. But my baby, when I said baby, I mean the youngest one. She was eating popcorn at those movies, so I gradually started to let her eat it at home. And same thing with my other baby. When she went to preschool at 4, she started eating popcorn and stuff at the movies, and they are hooked on it. But anyway, moving right along from there, she popped the grape in her mouth. She didn't pop it in like, throw it up in the air, pop it in, and then it flew down. She was actually chewing it. And then I could hear her, grasping for air. And I had to save my baby's life. I gave her the Heimlich maneuver, and then I posted on Facebook that if you haven't taken a CPR class, it's a great one to take. Now, I haven't taken my CPR classes since I was certified to be a social worker at DHS, but sometimes those types of things always come back to you. And then I had to perform CPR on her when she was 10 months old because I thought she was old enough to eat. And I guess that's what kind of soured me on letting them eat grapes and popcorn and stuff. So I thought she was old enough to kind of suck down on those bacon cheddar fries, which are really soft because I had been letting her eat those rusks. So I thought they had kind of like the same consistency as rust, but then I realized rust kind of melt in your mouth, and they just weren't melting enough, according to my mother. And she kept telling me, "I told you not to give that baby those bacon cheddar fries." I said, "Well, she's 10 months old. She has teeth." Baby, my baby swallowed one of those bacon cheddar fries. And the pitfalls of living in a small town, it is ridiculous. Winston County, Knoxville County, and Lee County, 3 counties, but in the 4 corners, share one ambulance company. And that ambulance company had to travel 13 miles from Knoxville County, Mississippi to Winston County, Mississippi to take care of my baby. And I promise you, that was terrifying for me because I had to take her outside and she's grasping for air. And then I'm trying to do the Heimlich maneuver, the baby style, because she was too small to do it, from the stomach. So I'm trying to get the bacon cheddar fry out of her throat with my, just patting her on the back because you have to, just like on what Tam and Greedy were doing. You have to turn them over and pat them on the back and then kind of hit in the middle of the back and then pop, 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 kind of hard, but not too hard enough for it to expel, but it never did. But I took her outside, and once I took her outside, she started grasping for air. And honey, that ambulance came and they were like, "Well, we just came from Knoxville and we just wanted to make sure she was getting enough oxygen." I was like, had I not known that little bit that I known, then I'm sure my baby would have died waiting on you. And then he was like, "Well, you're going to have to, in those types of incidents, you have to take her yourself." And I was like, well, I wasn't comfortable with that because I knew I was going to have to put her in the car seat. So it was just a mess. But they went on ahead and took her to the hospital. And anyway, she was still getting enough oxygen. And they told me whatever I had done, I must have done it right because her oxygen level was at 100%. But again, I am so glad they brought that to the forefront. Very important. But then they get on telling their family and stuff. Here we go. So he was like, "Did you tell anybody else?" And she was like, "What you mean?" Acting innocent. And he said, "I know you told somebody." And he said, "Well, I told my cousins." And then he was like, "How is that fair? I can't tell people and you can. We're in this pregnancy together. But I'm carrying the baby." And he says, "How much, that's not fair. I'm excited as well." And he was very calm, but you can tell he was extra, extra pissed deep down inside. And then she admitted to him that he was right. And the audience, by what I saw on Twitter, agreed with Greedy. In the next scene, which is not really a scene, Glenn calls the mentee and tells her that he has a surprise for her, so set that up at the event. Shout out to Tisha. Latrice tells Cliff about the book once they get to the event. And Cliff says, "Is the name of the book Side Pieces of Winning?" And she said, "Yeah." And he said, "What that mean?" And then she said, "Honey, I guess in her case, the side pieces are winning." Latrice calls Marie a Christmas tree ornament. She comes in late and rude. And she's like, "Here comes Marie, looking like a Christmas tree ornament." And then he called the poet up. Now, I'm sorry, did I skip something? I did. Oh, see how unimportant that was? I knew I had skipped that because I wanted to talk about the event space where JJ and the mom was. And I know I took notes on that, so yes. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about it because it wasn't given that much. Here I am down here where the event started. So I'm trying to figure out, was that before? Oh yeah. Okay. That was before the JJ scene was actually, and I have those little dots by my notes. But anyway, I would have, like in school when you had your outline, and that's how I do my notes on my phone. I would still like to have that A, B, and C, or 1, 2, 3, so I won't miss anything. Now I'm having to go back. Now, in the scene with JJ, the mom, and So Gucci, Miss Gucci was like, Miss JJ was like, I've been sitting here for a whole hour waiting on y'all to come and get me. And I went on ahead and ordered for y'all. And So Gucci was like, how do I know you order what I want? I just know. Then she says that she apologized and she really wishes that she had been more kind to So Gucci, when she was staying with her. But now that she's moved out, she can see that she was wrong. And then Gucci says, "Well, I shouldn't have spoke to you the way I spoke to you either." And then she says, "You are right, honey, because I am his mama. And without me, there would be no JJ." Now, again, everybody is irritated with this interaction between them. But I assure you, I have seen them interact, like I said, on JJ's World, and that appears to be how she is. But anyway, she goes on to say, Gucci says that she feels bad because Jay's hurt, she's hurt, she misses the girls. And then the mama says, "Well, it will all work itself out in God's time because you are JJ's wife and you are family." Correct? Correct. But like I said in my first review, JJ can spend time with his children without So Gucci because they are grown and everybody is clamoring to have Selena on this show. I am not. I had enough of her on Bring It. Now, that's just my opinion. Like I said, I think these women are entrepreneurs. And she is not, from what I can see. Just like people are saying that Letitia has nothing going on. What? Oh, okay. So, Letitia being a Belle's bondsman, a motivational speaker, and a founder of this show and bringing the Bells together, that's beneath Selena doing social media, a social media influencer. That's not an entrepreneur. Okay, I said what I said. Now, back at the event. So after she calls her little Christmas tree ornament, Glenn goes up to the front. Okay, no. I want to say about that event space. I think that was the same event space where JJ and his mom was. But baby, when I tell you, when I was living in Jackson, that was the spot for me. And then, in the uh, event where Letitia was, uh, she did the poetry. I used to go all over Jackson looking for poetry reading because I just loved it. And they used to have the readings at Tulu on Friday nights, and then they used to have some poetry there and good blues music at that place called the Weekend. So, like I said, it looked to be the same space. I'm not sure, but from the bricks on the wall, it took me back, and I believe it was. But anyway, so Glenn gets up and shades Latrice. Maria tells her, I see you came with somebody. Yes, implying that they were together and the women, you know, had a little something going on. And then she says, well, Glenn, while you out there on that tugboat, I would think cold. I am. My bed is warm. I said, you better tell him, Marie, whether your bed is warm with Essie with the message is in your bed or if it's a man. It's warm. But I don't know no too many times the Glenn bed is cold. But Latisha reads an excerpt from her book, and then she talks about how Glenn is her, security blanket or whatever, and he's a support system. And I guess they're gonna be together. Nobody really thought they were gonna break up. This ain't going nowhere. Glenn is her friend. That's her man, child. And I wish they'll stop playing with their marriage. She's not going anywhere. Let him cheat in peace, honey. Shout out to Mama El. And okay, so after the whole little back and forth between him and Rick and the poetry and the reading of the excerpt, here comes that good Glenn. He's ready to do his rap. Baby, what I tell you, Willie, everybody could see Willie's reaction and they captured their reaction all over Twitter. Tickle me. And that, my friends, is the end of that review for the Belle Collective. Come on in, come back to Country Conversations with Diva D. And with that, I am going to close. And as I do with all my videos, when I close, deuces. Now, I didn't chunk them up because I'm not going to be on camera. I'm just going to have a nice little picture of the bells. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, like, comment, and subscribe.